Guru Kripa Kevala. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. The Guru Srimati Baba Ki Jai. As we come to Satsang every day, we come to forget something that we might feel that we know. So unlike other classroom situations, where you come to learn something which are new, Satsang is actually an important aspect of Satsang is a big forgetting. Forget about it. Everything that you know, mentally, conceptually, intellectually, can safely be forgotten. Because your existence is unreliant on any of this. Like this very instant, if I put you on the spot right now, you're a blank slate, and yet you exist. And in existence, all that normally has to function continues to function. So all of our conceptual knowing has just been an aid to the ego, the belief system of the separation, the belief in individuality is aided through this that we think we know. So how about we forget some small things today? What do you want to start with? Let's start by forgetting about the concept of time and space. Forget it. The concept of time and space. Just forget about it. That includes all interpretations and judgments about anything in time and space. Don't hold on to anything at all. Even if they come out through your mouth, you will find that a lot of things are spoken. Don't be attached even to that. You see, many times it happens like this. I see with some of you. You become attached to it only after you've spoken it. Before that, it was nothing. But once it comes out of the mouth, then you say, no, now I have invested in that. Now I don't want to look stupid by saying it is nothing. So I better own this. So I'm saying that even if it is something which seems to be coming from your own mouth, let it come and let it go. Leave the entirety of time and space alone. Leave all objects, all people, this body, everything that you perceive, leave it alone. So forget about time and space. That means forget about past, forget about future. Forget about here, forget about there, forget about this and that. all of it that you think you know is not worth anything at all. So, time is gone. Can you forget about true and false? You might say, but we come to satsang for truth. See? And you yourself have said truth for truth's sake. Now you say, forget about true and false. But the truth that I am speaking of does not have the opposite, which is false. The truth that I am speaking of is the unchanging truth. It has no opposites, nothing is in opposition to it. Nothing can falsify it. It never is not. That is what is true. So this true is the oppositeless true. The true and false, which I am asking you to forget about, is that true and false on which you base your positions. That true and on which you base your positions. I just want this for myself because I know what is true and what is false. On which you base your keeps interrupting. This should be better. And if it happens, as soon as it happens, if you can remind me, then maybe I can check on my internet connection. It should be better. So the true and false, which I am speaking of, is that true and false which you think is true, which you think is right and wrong. That true and false which allows you to hold grievances and specialness. Allows you to take positions. Says, I am like this, I am not like this. You are like this, you are not like this. My life should be like this, it should not be like this. Because you think that something you know is true. But actually this mind doesn't know anything at all. And you will not lose anything. The truth cannot be true if it is dependent on a thought. So if the mind is telling you this fear, that if I forget about the truth, then it might just go away, then it was never the truth anyway. Because truth by virtue of being the truth cannot go. Truth always is. So only the false needs this concept of true and false. You don't know any truths mentally. And I know this means discarding all the spiritual concepts also. I know that this means discarding everything that we know and coming to a very, very naked position, in a way we can say. Positionless position. What have we forgotten about so far? We forgot time and space, true and false. Can we also forget about cause and effect? This is the cause of this caused this for me, this causes that. If I do this, then I should get this. All this is also nonsense. All this is also nonsense. That something causes another thing. You see? And something else caused that. And then something else caused that. Something else caused that. Actually, none of this is true. If at all we have to say, then we can say there is only one cause, which is consciousness. Or the self. That is why for a few weeks now when somebody says, why this? Are you okay?
I am.
Yeah, then all.
So I ordered from Domino's.
That's why for the past few weeks when this question has been coming, why this? Why? Where we've been saying consciousness. It's not just as a joke, although it's a nice, fun thing to say also. But it's not just as a joke. That is the only seemingly valid response you can give to any why question. Why this? Consciousness. Why not this? Consciousness. Why me? Consciousness. Why not me? Consciousness. Because it is this very light of consciousness that brings all of this to life. This entire play comes to life only when you are, I am. So forget about these ideas that, oh, only if I think this, then I will do this, and then this will happen in my life. And as we forget about time and space, we cannot really hold on to cause and effect anyway because it is completely dependent on time. But you never experience this time. You only experience now. This could be the first moment of this dream. So time and space, cause and effect, and true and false. Another, maybe last thing we can forget about. is me and mine. Everything that you think you are, forget about it. It's already gone actually. Don't log in again. Don't identify. Don't believe. Anything which the mind says is true about you, because it is not. You are way beyond being captured by a concept. You are not conceptual. You are not even perceptual, really. So, what true statement can you make about yourself? What true thought can you have about yourself that would make you a conceptual object? All thoughts are about objects. All thoughts are about some quality. All thoughts are about some attributes. So, anything you think about me and mine also be thrown out. Like I was saying yesterday, especially throughout the things which you feel that you are most right about. This is fire ceremony. This is the fire ceremony. It can feel like, oh, I want to throw out all of these things which I have been wrong about. This has not been right. This I have been wrong. I'm going to throw all this out. But who's going to throw out all that they feel that they're very right about? Right or wrong means that there is something outside my master's grace. Wrong means should not be. Therefore, then there is something outside the scope of my master's grace. This cannot be true. Therefore, even the concept of right is not applicable. The true right, the true truth, is without opposites. Is there something, you can type it out or say it out, that you feel that you are so right about that it is worth keeping? And the condition is that it must be something that if you don't keep, then it goes away. You feel that you're so right about it, you have to keep it, otherwise it'll go away. This idea that I'm right about what? In the same way, I'm wrong. For what? You don't know anything that is true. I'm shining the light of Satsang on these aspects which I've seen get held on to after many Satsangs also. We keep holding on, we keep saying notionless existence, empty of concepts, but behind these things, cause and effect, time and space, right and wrong, they still keep hiding our favorite concepts. And we refuse to meet the nakedness of this moment. You always put on your best clothes, which are your favorite concepts. And it's important to forget one last set of concepts because I know this is what the mind will say. It will say, so if I forget everything, will I then be free? So forget about the concept of freedom and bondage. Your seeker identity will start to not like this. All that you wanted for so long is freedom. All I really want is freedom. This makes a which I out of you, the one that wants freedom. Is this God's voice? No chains can ever bind you. Therefore, what freedom can you want? From what? All you have is thoughts of chains. You have just ideas of bondage. That's all. Nothing binds you in reality. And remember that you forgot about time and space, okay? Because I know you'll say, how can I make this last forever? Or it's okay in satsang, but what about outside? Throw away all this. empty of these concepts, empty of these notions. This one is here. This one. Who is beyond words, beyond judgment, beyond interpretation, pristine beyond pristine, beloved beyond beloved. What is here now? In this uncluttered, uninterpreted, unjudged moment, who sits here? The timeless one is here. The deathless one is here. Your beloved has always been you, because there are no two. even the best sounding concepts. And Mahesh says very beautifully, he says, I want to expose that I feel very attached to a prediction, a psychic made about a twin flame. I find I don't want to let go of it. I guess that also means I won't let the concept of separation or limitation go. I leave them at your feet. It's very good, very good. Because you're beyond all this now. The idea that something else, some twin has to come to complete me. Two lights have to make that one light. All of this was okay at some point. But you're now discovering that light which is beyond any of this separation, duality. You are beyond this universe. If something can go, if something can come, that also means that it will go. So forget about that which can come and go. Tell me about this one that is here, timelessly. Who is this one? Does this one want something? Is this one doing something? Does this one have another one? Does it have any duality? The one that you are, not the one that you think you are. Nobody can ever solve anything for the non-existent one. What can we give to the non-existent one? Can you give a glass of water to the non-existent one sitting next to you? And this is the game. God pretending to be a person, pretending to look for God. So can it become game over before the first step is taken? Before the pretense of person and then bringing that person to God. And that step can be taken only now. Right now you are prior to that step. Right now. You're the ancient one. The timeless one. Millions of these bodies have come and gone for you. It's like God has been playing this video game. And now he's put it on for the millionth time. I will find God within the game. I will make it happen now. 1 million in first, 1 million in second time. How many times will this play happen? Like God already is God, but hoping to find. God within the game. So to find God here, who has found God? What about that one which is not here? That is always here, and yet not here in time and space. Now, whether you like it or not, you are that one. As much as you want to pretend, as much as you want to say that I am an object, you cannot become one. You can keep reminding yourself with these thoughts every moment how you are a limited entity. It can never be your reality, and you know it also. You have failed as a person because you can always only be God. You have failed at dividing yourself. You have failed at creating any real limitation. It's a beautiful failure because you see only God. You see only one. So all that I'm actually saying is don't make anything nothing. Nothing is a thing. You have the power with your belief to pretend as if it is a thing. That is the only thing that causes suffering. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadhguru Shri Ananta-Part.
Guru Kripa Kevalam.